Hey guys, Michael here from MichaelSherlock.com. It's been a while since I've made a video. I've been a little bit stressed out with some personal things that I'm dealing with. But I wanted to get in and talk about Windows Phone 7, because that's a big technology thing. A lot of people have been talking about it, and I think it's important for me to gloss over, although a lot of other people have run through it with their opinions. But let's just start off with some of the basic things. The phones. Obviously, we've seen a lot of interesting software over the years with hardware that didn't match up, as well as interesting hardware that had weak software. So there's going to be phones from HTC, Dell, LG, Samsung, and Asus. Now, what's nice about this is Microsoft really made a big push into unifying their hardware, standardization, to make it easier for devs to create across platforms. So all of these have 1 GHz processors with 480 by 800 pixel screens. But what's differentiating them are the camera, screen size, storage, and other extra benefits. For instance, the 7 Pro, which is a phone, has a 4-point keyboard, the 7 Surround has surround sound speakers, and then the new Pro has a 4.1-inch screen. Now, unfortunately, most of them look the same. When you just gloss over them, a lot of them are exactly the same. And that's kind of a problem. I think that in the past, developers or phone manufacturers, I should say, really didn't take a lot of time into developing and honing in on the best hardware. Of course, that was a problem with Windows Mobile in the past. So they really need to spend a lot more time making higher quality hardware. Of course, some of them do look pretty cool. I mean, to say that there's going to be a phone that has a slide-out speaker and surround sound for movie playback is pretty interesting. But on the other hand, other people need to start making more interesting phones. Of course, this is just launch, but that's just, my 2 cents on that. I want to hit on because, the applications are going to be easier for devs to make because it's more standardized. Gaming, also I want to hit on that. Gaming looks good, actually. Xbox Live integration for friends and text messages. You're not going to be able to compare achievements for stuff that you've done on the Xbox 360, and conversely, you're not going to be able to do voice interactions either live or listen to voice messages that were sent to you, but you can look at your friends and compare achievements for games that you played both on Windows phone devices as well as send messages via text back and forth. It's really a pretty cool thing, a hub that aggregates all your games onto one mobile device and one mobile platform. So Apple has their little game center. Now it's going to be really easy to centralize all that content, all that information, and that's really what people want. People lust for social interaction. They lust to have that connected feel. So to have friends, to do this and that, play your games in a more social way is really a pretty big step. And in fact, just on games, the merits of the games themselves, some of them look really cool. Need for Speed Harvest. Obviously, Need for Speed is a big thing that we've all heard of, but Harvest and Milo, if I'm saying that correctly, both had interesting demos and both looked pretty cool. And that's really what we need. Obviously, you can't bring Halo in that same grand fashion to the mobile platform, but to create creative games, the ones that make you think, and ones that are visually pleasing, from an artistic side, that's really a cool thing. That's what a lot of iOS developers are really starting to get into over the last few years, and that's what Windows Phone. I'm starting to see applications right from launch that are going to do that. But of course, we'll see when more third parties adopt this. So when are you going to be able to get your hands on these phones? It'll be available in 30 countries on October 21st in Europe and Asia. In the United States, a little bit longer of a wait in November 8th. But in the United States, I have a huge gripe with what they're doing, and I think it comes back to one of their main pieces of competition, the iPhone. We all know that the iPhone is right now limited to AT&T, and guess what? For the initial launch period, AT&T only. What's up with that? I want to break out into my Saturday Night Live skit. Oh, yeah. What's up with that? What's up with that? I think a lot of us have seen it on Saturday Night Live. I can't believe I just put that on camera, but what's going on? You're going to limit yourself to AT&T. One of the biggest reasons why you want to get Windows Phone 7 is to not compete with the iPhone at launch. So why not launch on a carrier that doesn't have the iPhone? That's what I would do. Obviously, something's going on. AT&T is clearly paying them a lot of money to get this exclusivity factor, but I just think it's a completely wrong decision for Microsoft. You want to get, at launch, as many people with this in their hands. And let's say it doesn't live up quite to par. You don't want to have it competing with the best Android phones. You don't want to have it competing with arguably the biggest smartphone name brand on the market in the iPhone 4 and iOS. That's just stupid. This is a huge thing, and I don't know what's going on in Microsoft. They have a lot of smart people working for them, obviously, but sometimes they make these decisions that just don't make sense. Why would you do this? You're essentially saying we're better than Apple, we're better than the iPhone 4, we're better than iOS, which has been on the market for 4 incarnations now. You're essentially saying that you know you're better than them, and you're going to face them head on. Now, let me say, if I get Windows Phone 7 in hand, it's, leaps and bounds better than the iPhone, maybe that's a good decision then. But the odds are it's not going to be better than a platform that's matured over the last 4 years. So I'm kind of worried about it, 3 years, but I'm kind of worried about for Microsoft on that one. That's a terrible decision. And fine, launch on AT&T, but launch on all the other carriers too. And of course, let me preface this that it's coming to all the carriers. All networks will have Windows Phone, but for an unspecified beginning period, it'll just be exclusively available on AT&T. That's a huge gripe I have. So those are just my opinions about Windows Phone 7. I'm sure the monotony of videos from, 2 minutes or whatever, just some hands-on time with the phones, that's cool. But obviously I can't do that. So these are just my thoughts and opinions. I'd love to hear your thoughts as well. One thing, check out my alternate channel, youtube.com/MichaelUncensored. There's really some interesting content going up there. And it allows me to sometimes, when I don't really have the time and the lust and the yearning to do a technology video, I can go ahead and do something that's a little bit more low-key and a little bit something that, can get my mind off of some of the stuff I'm dealing with right now. So, again, I'm Michael Sherlock from MichaelSherlock.com. Thanks for watching and have a nice day, guys.